Hey, what's going on? In this video, I'm going to show you the update on my blue juniper transplant. And, well, at first glance, you can see that it's doing well. In fact, it is doing well. Now, I incorrectly named this blue juniper, but actually, this is more likely, I think it's more than likely, Juniper's prostrata. I don't know how to what's the common name, but yeah, this is Juniper prostrata. But I've been watering with a very alkaline water, and that's why it gets its bluish color. So we can see that it's put out new foliage. It's doing well. The tree is kind of healthy, and the main branches are full of foliage. Now I did do something, and this is what I want to share with you guys. Remember, I used to plant these, and I mean this because I have several. I plant this in colanders, and the reason I transplanted this during the summer is because the colander it was in very, very bad shape. Because of the sun, it started to crack, and it just started to fall apart, and it wasn't useful anymore. So I put it in another colander that also started to fall apart. So it was really, really difficult to keep it there. So what I did was something that I saw in this Japanese guy's Instagram profile, and it's this. So let's take a look at the soil. I kept it in the same, raggedy colander that's falling apart, but I also placed it in another container with more soil. Yeah, so that's what we're looking at right here. This is a technique that Japanese people use to fatten the trunks. And I think this is a good idea for me because even though this tree, it's got its main branches in place, the trunk is like super, super thin. It's like a pencil. So I really need the tree to flatten up, and that's what I'm going to do from now on. I'm going to fertilize heavily so that the branches can elongate, and that will give extra thickness to the trunk. So interesting thing about this little experiment is that you can immediately see that the trunk is it's becoming wider and wider at the base. For example, here in the previous video, you can see that we have a huge section of the tree that was removed when I first styled it. And now you can see that it's, it started to look natural. It started to look like a gin. And this section right here is the actual tree trying to cover up this cut because of its, its thickening. And that's really cool. The same thing can be said about the Nevari. The roots, you can see that they're becoming very radial. They're expanding to the sides. We can see them here, the roots going this way. And that's really cool. That's really cool. I like it. So yeah, it's nice. And this is something that you can try if you want to grow your trees. You can biggerize your trees and fatten the trunks to make it look older. That is definitely something that you should try. We can see that it's doing well. Let's give it a turn so we can see its back and 3D version of the tree. So we can see the back branches here. So it's a nice little tree. This was actually the first tree that I started to grow as a bonsai after the first, after the first initial garden juniper that everybody gets at a garden center as a bonsai and that everybody kills. Yes, this was the first one. So it's been growing in a container for about 3 years now. And it could have been, bigger and fatter by now. More, older looking, but I did contain it in the colanders for the first couple of years. But now I intend to, grow it a bit more. I intend to grow it so that it can become a really, really good looking tree. Anyway, so that's it for today. Oh, and I forgot to mention that the substrate, this one is zeolite, but this one is construction bricks, clay bricks, crushed, along with worm castings or worm's humus. And it's liking it. So that's it. The substrate, the other container, as you know, I punch holes in it so it has good drainage, and the tree just loves it. So as I said, final 360 view of the tree. If you have any questions, drop them down below. That will be it. That will be it for today's video, and I will see you on the next one. Okay, bye guys.